Roe versus Wade is an important precedent of the Supreme Court. It was decided in 1973. It has been challenged on a number of occasions, and the Supreme Court has reaffirmed the decision. When a decision is challenged and it is reaffirmed, that strengthens its value.
Roe versus Wade, decided in 1973, is a precedent of the United States Supreme Court. It has been reaffirmed, so a good judge will consider it as precedent of the United States Supreme Court, worthy as treatment of precedent like any other.
As a judge, it is an important precedent of the Supreme Court. By it, I mean Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey. Been reaffirmed many times. Casey is precedent on precedent.
So that is a bit of an ad by Midas Touch, pointing out that all of them lied. The conservative Supreme Court justices lied, and the people that they lied to knew that they were lying. They were chosen because Republican presidents, almost exclusively chosen not by a majority of the population, knew that on this topic that a majority of the population did not want it to be overturned. They had to choose religious zealots, and so that's what they did. And they sent them out there, and they lied to the Senate over and over again. And by the way, I am not playing this ad. I doubt Midas Touch was putting out this ad because this will get through to conservatives. And they'll be like, oh my God, dear God, they did lie. No, they knew that they were lying. They wanted them to lie. But I want to get through to some who might define themselves as centrists or moderates that still have this idea that senators on the one hand or Supreme Court justices are anything other than partisan political actors. That's what they're there. That's what they're there to do. They will continue to lie to you. You cannot be shocked at this point when that is what happens. So Viviana, I know again, we're not surprised that they were willing to lie. Nobody thought Amy Coney Barrett wasn't gonna try to kill Roe v. Wade.
But there is a surprise to me because if you've ever known any judges, there's this sort of like bromance between judges that they sort of respect each other's decision. Like that's like the way it goes, right? When a judge decides something, challenging that is a really big deal, especially the Supreme Court. It's kind of like, okay, well, it's done. It's been reaffirmed. So the fact that they're willing to go, well, maybe not. What else is on the chopping block? What's next? What else that I mean, my whole life, Roe versus Wade has been established. My whole life, abortion has been legal. There's many other rights, human rights that I've enjoyed over the past 40 years that are they now challenged? I don't know, because these Supreme Court justices don't seem to have any respect for what's happened in the past 40 years. Plus, who knows, how far are we gonna reinstitute slavery? I mean, how far do we go? We're gonna be extremists.
I don't know. I mean, they've spent decades trying to rewrite the history of slavery and implying that it was not that bad in a bunch of different ways. Again, like there's no, when I say that there's no end to it, it isn't just because it is clear that that's what they want, but what we talk constantly about what Republican politicians and right-wing media members do to delude their audience. A lot of these things that like Laura Ingraham and Tucker Carlson aren't actually worked up over abortion. They're rich people, they're going off and they're eating foie gras and stuff. That's what they actually do, but they need something to delude people. So the thing about that is, once they outlaw abortion, okay, they've done that. They've satisfied the right for a little bit. So what happens in a month? The right's just gonna be satisfied. They're not gonna start to look around and wonder why their lives are in economic ruin. No, they're gonna need more. It's gonna have to be something more extreme. And so for all these reasons, we're worried about that. And by the way,
it's gonna go back to criminalizing poverty. Then it's gonna go back to criminalizing being poor. And then we're gonna go back to institutionalizing people. I mean, we already want to put women in jail for having an abortion.
For sterilization, like the right to avoid the government forcibly sterilizing you follows the same sort of judicial train of thought as Roe v. Wade. So now
there have been all kinds of things that have been tried to impose on poor people, forced sterilization, forced drug tests, I mean, really, really ugly stuff that we have been fighting for decades. At least in my lifetime, my adult lifetime, I've recognized a lot of these sort of, potential laws have come into place. Even in the state of California, it was supposedly very, progressive. But this is what's scary. once we roll back Roe v. Wade, getting it back is gonna be a real tough battle. A really tough one.
I agree. And the right will say, again, because they're worried about the electoral implications of what they're doing right now, they'll say, well, why are you talking about us doing more? No, Alito says in the decision that it's not gonna go any further than that. Yeah, he also said that he wasn't gonna overturn Roe v. Wade. Again, he's a liar. So when Tucker Carlson last night says, no, it's in there. He says he's not gonna do it anymore. No, Tucker Carlson knows that he lied. He wants him to lie. He's lying to you about the lies. That's all it is. Anyway, another liar that I'd like to make sure that we don't miss out on is Joe Manchin. So Joe Manchin was like, wait, is it possible that they lied to me when they told me they wouldn't be overturning this? He said yesterday, I talked about this in the pre-show, he's looking into whether Kavanaugh lied to him about Roe. What do you mean whether he lied to you? This is after the leak. Well, that was yesterday. So now he apparently told Manu Raju that he told me when asked if he believed Justice Kavanaugh was telling the truth on Roe in 2018. And Manchin said, we're gonna go back through all the things we have. We had meetings with him to find out what he said and how it was actually presented to us. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
First of all, yes, he lied to you. Second of all, you're gonna go back and like go through your digital records to find out whether he lied to you years ago. They're getting rid of Roe v. Wade now. What does it matter at this point? First of all, yes, he lied, but what's the difference? So if you find out that he definitively lied to you, you'll support overturning the filibuster to make sure that we enshrine Roe v. Wade into federal. No, you won't. No, you won't.
If Joe Manchin comes out as the unlikely hero, I'll still applaud it. I mean, we need any help we can get. He's not gonna. That is a very, very sad state of affairs right now with the Democratic Party being in charge. They don't care.
Exactly.
They don't care. They're looking for votes. I just thought too, gosh, well, if we start criminalizing women for having abortions, then they won't be able to vote anymore.
Do we think that the right is a problem with them? There have been right-wing.
No, they have no problems with that. But that
commenters who implied that they shouldn't. Ann Coulter got popular on the right saying that women should be allowed to vote. Anyway, and by the way, if you're thinking, well, maybe this implies that Joe Manchin is taking this threat seriously. They asked him about what would happen in West Virginia if it was overturned. He has no idea what the law is. He doesn't care.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.